welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Natalie. We're going to go through my Bibles today. As you can see, I have a lot of tabs, so I'm just going to go through a quick flip through. I'm not going to go too into depth in this video, but please subscribe and share this video so more people can come and learn the Word of God. I'm going to be doing some Bible studies and some fellowship, so I can't wait for that. So you know when something happens on accident and you're like, this could be a thing. This is basically how this started for me. I was about 16 years old. I didn't have a car or a job at the time. Shortly thereafter, I got both. But at the time, I'm like, well, I really want to remember what I'm reading, but I can't go out and buy Bible tabs. And come to think of it, I could have just asked my parents and they would have gladly bought it for me, but I just didn't think of that. Of course, I'm glad I didn't because I wouldn't have discovered this really cool system. So the first question I usually get is, what do you take notes on? Valid question. I usually take notes on anything and everything that stands out to me. I feel like, wow, this is, when you're in church and the pastor says something and you're like, wow, I gotta write that down. That happens to me a lot when I'm reading the book of God. Excuse me again, my handwriting is chicken scratch. Only I can read it. I think maybe my boyfriend could read it too, but I'm not sure. So taking a closer look, a lot of these tabs are short sentences, right? So the way of the righteous is one of them, or simply lead me, or the weather, just like phrases or sentences. So one of the tabs, for example, says hard times, and that corresponds with Job chapter 5, verse 17, which basically says hard times should not be hated. And sometimes if I'm having a really hard time and I just hate it, this is a really good reminder. So I'll hold the tab, I'll open up to this passage, and I won't just read the verse because I don't really recommend doing that if you're doing this method, because you need the full context. So what I'll do is I'll read the entire chapter actually. So some questions I get is, how long did it take you to do this? Well, I started around 16, 17, and now I'm 25. I definitely did not fill the Bible this much overnight. And the tabs, they take a while. They take a while, but they help me to stay in the Word. They help me to remain focused. So I'll be reading and I'll see something that stands out to me, and then I'll take the time to make the tab, write on the tab, and then that really helps my memory because I'm writing it multiple times and I'm going through it multiple times to make sure I understand it. So here I have my second Bible. It might look like there are a lot of tabs, but not actually. There are not. I will be studying this one more. I actually use this one more. I don't use this Bible as much because it is the King James. It was just my first Bible, so I was very, very used to it. I had this Bible since I was 8 years old. So I love this Bible a lot, this modern English version. It's very easy to understand, much more than the King James. I'm sure a lot of people have that opinion. This one is actually a journaling Bible. So I get to have a lot of space on the side here to write, and I really, really like that. So I think the next Bible I'm going to buy is going to be a journaling one. This Bible does have what I call biblical wear and tear. So I have a couple of tabs that are, a little disheveled, but so long as I can read them, I'm fine. But I'm going to be making a video on how to avoid such things happening. So I like this Bible a lot because you can have your coloring materials out as you're studying. Usually I'll be coloring and doing all of these things after the study, and the same thing for the tabs. So I won't be doing that as I'm studying the Bible because I really want to be focused, of course. But when I'm done, I'll just be listening to a sermon. That's usually my routine. So I'll study, I'll do it for about maybe an hour or so, usually maybe an hour and a half. And then I will get my materials out and start making tabs and put on a sermon. And it's just a vibe, honestly. So let's say I come home and I had a really rough day, right? And it was the worst day of my life maybe, and I was very anxious, I was very fearful, and I come home and I pray, I listen to my sermons, but I don't feel that rejuvenated. I don't feel that good. To me, reading the Bible makes me feel rejuvenated. It makes me feel a lot better. So this is why I have so many tabs, So I have a tab that is for Psalm 23 in all of my Bibles, because I think when you're having a hard time, and not only is that one of the more famous passages in the entire Bible, but it is famous for a reason. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. It's just very, very comforting. So I really love putting a tab for that in all of my Bibles because it helps me remember the importance of it. So I memorized it when I was younger. My mom, I say forced, because at the time I did not want to memorize this, okay? We were like 5 years old and she made us memorize it. And I'm like, this is the worst, but I'm so glad I memorized it. Another thing I want to mention is I did not used to like self guided Bible studies. In fact, I hated them because I had, like I said, only the King James Version. This is the one you're looking at right here. So it was not only difficult for me to understand, but I found that it was a little boring to just sit there and read by myself. So I didn't understand it at the time as well. So I wanted someone to explain a lot of the verses to me. And I found this guy, his name is Micheal on YouTube. And at the time, that's exactly what I needed. Until this day, he still does Bible studies, mainly, like, I think every single day, actually. And he has a website. I'm going to link both down below. And I really, really recommend to watch him because he is one of the reasons why my Bible looks this way, because he goes verse by verse, he breaks it down, so it really helps you understand. So that's what helps me now be able to do self-guided Bible studies, because at the time I thought there was something wrong with me. I'm like, why is this not enjoyable? A lot of people love Bible journaling. They love going through the Bible and reading verse by verse and understanding it, and they understand so fast, so much faster than I do. And I thought there was something wrong with me. So I recommend, if you're getting your first Bible, I recommend the NLT version, not the KJV version, because I think this is a lot harder than the other ones. So the thing that I have tied around is, when you have a jacket, like the thing that you pull, I forgot, what is that called? Like the thing you pull to make like your hood tighter. I yanked that right out of my jacket and I put it on here. And like I said, the cover is just an old bag. That was like a furry bag. Sometimes I brush it, but I haven't brushed it in a while, as you can probably tell. And how did I put it on here? Glue and staples. I was 12 years old and I would not do that again. But it has, stood the test of time. I'm 25 years old now and I don't see this coming off. So I'm hoping to have more my Bible covers look like this. So I'm probably going to be making some more. I think if I could have made this when I was 12 years old, I'll be making some more. So the next video I'm going to be making is how I make the tabs. It's a lot less complicated than you might think. And I'm going to also be putting this on my TikTok and showing how to make that there. So please tune in for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, and share. Click the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.